You may be going natural, but it doesn't mean the person sitting next to you is. If you go to your local beauty supply, you'll find a relaxer for just about everyone. If you want something old school, or you just need a little texturizer in your life, there's a relaxer waiting for you. You'll even find relaxers with your favorite celebrities on the box. And for those of you who really need help, there's a miracle waiting just around the corner. And if you ever decide to go back to the relaxer and you want to keep those organic ingredients, you'll find relaxers with shea butter and argan oil. And we can't forget the kid in us. There's a just for me that's just for you. And relaxer kits that are made for little girls. So, let's talk about the damage a relaxer can cause if it's not done properly, and why you should always go to a professional to get the best results with your relaxer.
Hello everyone, I'm back again to do another video for you. Today I want to talk about a topic that may be a little, what would you call it, taboo, I guess you would say, in the natural hair community. But I have a specific reason for wanting to discuss this topic, and that topic is the hair relaxer. The reason I wanted to discuss this is two reasons. First of all, a lot of times, being natural or having natural hair, we forget that some of us used to wear relaxers, and we kind of take on the attitude that we've been natural forever and actually forget about the relaxed hair community, and that there are still a lot of women who choose to continue to relax their hair. And you can tell that just by the ads still being made for relaxers and the relaxers that you see on the shelves of your local beauty supply or discount stores or whatnot. So anyhow, my main reason for wanting to discuss relaxers is that I had a lady come by, to have her hair braided, and I was, assessing her hair and consulting with her to see exactly what she wanted to do, whatnot. And I was feeling the texture of her hair, and as I was running my hands over it, I was like, I asked her, like, when was the last time you had a relaxer, whatnot, talking to her, and she's like, oh, a few, 6-8 weeks ago. And she asked why I was wondering, and I said, well, your hair, it feels, a little brittle, but more than dry. You run your hair, or your hand, over a strand of hair and it's dry. It's just a dry feeling, as if there's no moisture, no product in it to help it stay moisturized. Her hair had a burned feeling, as if someone had literally, put a lighter to her hair and it kind of frayed it. It was very rough feeling, which led me to believe it was chemical damage. So I asked her, I says, you do your own relaxers, or you have someone do it for you? And she said, no, I do it myself. I've been doing it myself for a good, 3-4 months, because I haven't had the money to go and have it done or whatnot. And so I explained to her, I think your hair is chemically damaged. Maybe you should, do this and do that to try and help reverse, or not necessarily reverse, but to help grow your hair out of the relaxer and therefore not have the chemical damage anymore. So anyhow, she got the braids, whatever, and everything went okay. So anyhow, that led me to feel like, well, if she's one person, and she wasn't the only person that I've ever come across that with, but I was like, if she's one person who has this problem of using the store-bought relaxers and having this chemical damage, there may be other women out there who do not know how to properly put on their own home relaxers. And unfortunately, the stores aren't going to stop selling those relaxers, so you're open to basically be your own beautician and just throw that, whatever you want to call it, creamy crack, whatever, relaxer on your hair, not knowing that it's more than just brushing it on, letting it sit, rinsing it out. There is a process that you need to go through to put the relaxer on and to maintain the relaxer after it has been, put on and rinsed out and whatnot, to keep your hair healthy. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to come by and talk about the relaxer itself, and I'm going to also show you how to properly apply the relaxer, both if you're a virgin to the relaxer or if you're a well-known relaxer member, how to properly do your new growth or a virgin application. And I have these instructions which I got from one of my friends who is relaxed, just to show you that they do give you very detailed instructions on how to properly apply your relaxer if you do buy a relaxer and do it yourself at home. But the problem is, who actually takes time to read these instructions and actually follow them? You don't, because you feel like in your mind you've been wearing relaxers forever, so why read instructions, right? But if you don't know how to do it, your hair will be damaged. So first, before doing the actual application, I won't go through the whole spiel of, how bad relaxers are for your hair, because most of us kind of understand the reason why they are bad for your hair. But I just will, kind of tell you, it's not really the relaxer that is so bad for your hair, it's the application and how you take care of it after. Of course, any chemical color, relaxers, permanent, which is, rolling your hair, Jerry curls, or whatever you want to call it, perms, those are bad for your hair. Pretty much all the chemicals we put in our hair are bad for your hair. So we understand that because it breaks down the bonds of your hair and changes its natural state of being. That's what makes the chemical bad for your hair. So we all understand that. But like I said, people are going to continue to relax their hair, and I just feel that it's only fair to help those who may not know how to put the relaxer on. Now, I, of course, am not going to be using a real relaxer. I'm going to be using just conditioner, some Shea Moisture, because I don't want to relax my hair. What you're looking at here is not relaxed hair. This is just a few days of old pressed hair. So anyhow, before I get started, I always like to kind of know the history of things. I'm just that kind of person. I like to know how things came to be and why we do the things we do. So I was online and I found a little excerpt about the man who may be responsible for creating one of the first relaxers. And I can't say this is set in stone 100% true because, I didn't take the time to just research and make sure that this was his creation. But I will read to you what it says on this website regarding the relaxer and the man who may have been responsible. So really quickly here, it says here, his name was Garrett Augustus Morgan. He was born 17th of 11 children of former slaves. He is best known for his invention of the automatic traffic signal and gas mask, but it is around 1910 that he stumbled upon what will become his contribution to hair care products and what would pave the way for several other entrepreneurs and manufacturers over the next 100 years. While working in a sewing machine repair shop attempting to invent a new lubricating liquid for machine needle, it is widely believed that using my phone here. Morgan wiped his hands on a wool cloth, returned the next day, found woolly texture of cloth had smoothed out. So basically he wiped his hand on a woolly cloth, kind of cloth we would use to clean our car or clean up or whatnot, a woolly cloth. He accidentally wiped his hands on that towel, and it resembled, I guess, the texture of hair. And he realized the next day when he came back that woolly texture was now smoothed out. So therefore he set out to find how the liquid chemical had changed the texture as it had. He experimented on an Airedale dog. Known for their curly textured hair, and the effect was successfully duplicated. Morgan then tried his lubricating liquid invention on himself, called it a hair refining cream, and thus patented the first chemical hair straightener. He founded a personal grooming product company which included hair dyeing ointments, curved tooth pressing combs, shampoo, hair pressing gloss, and the one that started it all, the G.A. Morgan's Hair Refiner Cream, advertised to positively straighten hair in 15 minutes. Okay, so that's kind of the story. If you want to Google him up and read up on it yourself, his name is Garrett Augustus Morgan. Okay, so supposedly he came out with something that was supposed to straighten our hair, and that was around 1910. So that's been many moons ago that people have been pressing out their hair or straightening out their hair with a chemical substance. And it goes on to explain, the process of relaxing our hair, the difference between lye and no lye, how both are bad for your hair because they both contain harsh chemicals. So anyhow, with the final question, I'm going to go ahead and move into actually showing the application. I had to go ahead and split it up into two parts. I didn't have time to do it all in one, but with this all being said, knowing how the relaxer came to be, seeing the marketing of the relaxer, and then, understanding how it kind of breaks down the chemical bonds of your hair, for those of you who have chosen to go natural or who may have never had a relaxer, would you consider relaxing your hair? And if so, do you feel comfortable doing it yourself, or would you go and have it professionally done? Or are you totally against relaxers? You'll never, ever, ever, ever put a relaxer on your hair? Just out of curiosity. So share your thoughts, let me know what you think, and stay tuned to see how I show those of you who choose to wear relaxers a good way of putting it in your hair without damaging your hair. And I'll be talking to you real soon. Thank you. Bye.